saying design thinking for digital enterprise, I'll start with anybody wants to define what is the design thinking means to you before we jump on to the answering design thinking, since you are attending this session. And you would like to share what is your view of design thinking? You want to say?
Yeah. So it's like designing the thinking for the structure for the product you want to have.
Yeah.
How to design it efficiently, technically enabled, and how to optimize.
Beautiful. Anybody would like to add to him? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's about how we are, kind of encountering a problem.
Yeah.
From the customer's perspective, creating personas that it's an empathy-driven approach. When you put yourself in the customer's shoes,
That's right.
don't try to think about the solution,
That's
define
right.
the problem, and organically figure out what the solution could be.
Beautiful.
That is what is.
Anybody else?
Yeah, so it's more of
Yeah.
So it's very creative. I mean, there is so much competition and so much problem statements are there. We have to come up with a creative solution, and that creativity will come with the thought process, which is like designing that solution.
Yeah. There will be various answers on design thinking. The one answer is a creative, second is customer, third is around the solutions which are being driven. So there could be various ways of looking at the design thinking. And I'll start the design thinking. During the day, we'll be going through the way design thinking is understood, designing the thinking for designing the solution. So that we look at it, the differentiation in design thinking is how the thinking process of designers who think about the solution. So there is a two part of design thinking, designing the thinking and thinking the design. So when I'm saying designing the thinking means the people who are designing the solution, how do they think about the solution? How do they think about the customer? How do you think about the creativity? It's designing the thinking, it's their thinking process. So the people who are designers, who are execution, is a designing the thinking. And once they have a right set of people who can think differently, then you have a process of design which is thinking the design. So there are two sections of it. A lot of time we focus on thinking the design. At Intellect, what my discovery over the 2010 onwards is focus unless we have a right soil on which we can have a right seed to plant. If soil is not creative, how the seeds will be creative? Process cannot make thus the process of design thinking cannot change the thinking process, and that's what East Coast is struggling, though they know the process of design thinking, but they're not able to apply design thinking in their culture of New York and Boston and Chicago. They're still struggling to follow design thinking in spite of they know what the design thinking means. But we need to start with the definition which is most popular in a design thinking world, which we say, what is the design thinking? It's about customer desirability. The core value is, who is the customer? What does he want? What is the desirability? Technology makes it feasible. So technology means techniques, processes, systems, all are technology. Technology doesn't mean what we deliver to the bank. Technology means all the elements which comes, techniques and tools is a technology. So the operation shop of the bank is also come under part of the technology. And then business makes it viable. The superior business model which makes it viable. Now this slide looks very simple. It is there. You must have seen this slide hundreds of times because whenever design thinking is being talked about, desirability, feasibility, viability is being talked about. Now when I was getting into this slide, I find, do we understand desirability of the customer? We say it a lot of presentation of McKinsey, BCG, Bain saying, oh, we should understand customer. But how do we understand the customer better? India is a state of 29 countries. It's a European Union of the world. We don't classify India. It's a European Union. Each state is so different in their characteristics, behavior, buying behavior, selling behavior. It's like a European Union. If France and Germany, the way the banking is different in France, Germany, Netherlands, Spain, and Italy, same way we have a banking is different from Tamil Nadu to West Bengal to Gujarat. Banking is substantially different. So what is the mystery of desirability? So then we need to look at second way of solving each area. How do you move from mystery to heuristics and to algorithm? So to understand the customer better, I need to move from, it's a mystery to me. Mystery of Tamil Nadu customer, how does it behave? What is the mystery around it? And then I move to some patterns I will see in Tamil Nadu that in Coimbatore it works differently, Madurai it works differently. There are the pockets of industrial townships. And based on that, we create some heuristics. And from heuristics, I create some algorithm of banking products to be built on. And for doing that, I need to look at it. What is the stated needs and what is the unstated needs, which customer is not talking about, but we are feeling and perceiving unstated needs. We are observing pattern and anti-pattern. What works in a particular community, what doesn't work in a particular community. Then you connect the dots within the box and outside the box. And then acknowledge the spaces that I don't know what I don't know. There are spaces which are in a zone of don't know space. I don't know what I don't know. So if I don't know what I don't know, like for this conference when you are coming, a lot of things are there which may not be knowing that they exist in India, or we can share the story of our customers with you. So if we are fortunate as an organization in the last 37 years that we are working in the best banks for the Vietnam, Thailand, or in Asia or Middle East, the best bank in Middle East, best bank in Africa, best bank in Europe, best bank in Americas, best bank in South America. So we have an exposure of understanding their needs from differently. So everybody wants to innovate. Every country wants to innovate. When Chile wants to innovate in South America, they have a different kind of a thinking process versus France thinking process versus Italian thinking process. But we have the common source where we aggregate that data. So we can bring you some of the spaces where don't know solution which you have provided can be delivered to you. There are 3 laws of design thinking, which is I call law of design thinking. Less is more. Less number of products are better than a more number of products. What Sanjeev was mentioning, you need to curate the product to be less is more. Apple has a 5 products equivalent to Indian economy market cap. One company of 50,000 people is equivalent to 1.4 billion people. What we produce as enterprise value is just with the 5 products or 7 products. You classify just 7 products. So less is more. Second is last 2% is 200%. 98% product in the market are commoditized. They all look similar. It's the 2% which makes a difference to your differentiation. Differentiated product, what Sanjeev was mentioning, is last 2%. And that 2% is where the huge amount of efforts goes in. When at Intellect, we have a research team of 1,200 researchers are there in our organization, one of the largest technology research organization in the country. And these researchers reaches to 97% very quickly. Within 6 months, they can reach to a product which is as perfect. In 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, they reach it. Between 97% journey to 99.5% journey, it's a huge work on R&D. And that is the 2% which makes our product superior than any fintech organizations, which may do the quickly, 95% quickly right. It looks very nice on the table, but when you are doing in high performance, high volume, high complex environment of banking, their investment capacity to invest continuously, it's not that they don't have potential, but the investment capacity which is coming from the financial investor organization doesn't support them for that kind of intensity which Intellect has done over the period of time, because we are keeping this 1200 people researcher team from last 8 years. After we separate from Polaris, this team of researchers are there continuously. Whether we make profit, whether we make losses, we invested close to 2,500 crore in R&D in last 8 years of our journey. Then when we look at the choices we make in the businesses, measure it on a weight scale, 10 gram, 100 gram, 1000 gram. Don't say ABC. ABC doesn't give, because it's a numerical picture. When you say 10 gram, 100 gram, 1000 gram, your feelings are important. So design thinking feelings are as important as logic is. So rational mind and feeling mind both has to come together, and that's why the new scale is required, 10 gram, 100 gram, 1000 gram, which is a feeling scale and an exponential scale.